Yeah. All right. This video is going to be on, I guess, just, the way, I guess, that how I got into IISc CDS. I mean, of course, this is for future GATE aspirants. If they are interested in the field of research, if they would really like to get into this automation sector, I hope I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. It's very embarrassing if I were. Okay, so obviously there's a little bit of chat GPT, right? which are हमारे लेकिन शब्द chat GPT के. Let's go. So basically for these 10 months, I did gate preparation. Uh, my recommendation to y'all would be to get like some kind of dedicated program. It could be maybe on Unacademy, it could be maybe through Exergic if you're doing mechanical engineering specifically. But honestly, this is something that almost everyone can relate with, where you have to first do theory. Doing theory is important, but it is not as important as doing questions. And this is something that I was very, very fortunate that in my first attempt itself, I did not make that mistake to do only theory until the February, and then I would have to, do one more year of problem solving. I did not do that. From April till September, basically, I covered the entire mechanical engineering portion. So maybe, well, let's say what, 3, 4 hours a day on weekdays, maybe 6 to 7 hours on weekends. Essentially, I would properly go through certain video lectures, take notes, revise those notes on a regular basis, do some solved examples here and there, but I wouldn't really do only problem solving. Problem solving started in September. From September to November, I did only questions. And these are extremely big questions that themselves can be made into, three small gate level questions. So this was my daily routine from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I would solve very, very high quality problems. And the moment I solved these high quality problems, I would immediately write them like this. So I think this is the month of December and November, where essentially there was some kind of full length test that was quite difficult for me. And this question I got wrong because I did not use the energy equation. This question I got wrong because I did not know the formula for, the energy in radiation. If I'm not wrong, I think this is what was this again? This is some irradiated energy, and this is so no, no, this J is the energy that is, net going out of the body, and G is the incoming energy or something like that. I don't even remember, but I mean you get the point, right? Every single question that I got wrong, I wrote it down on a hard copy, and in the evenings I would just read every single mistake I made. And yeah, I mean, that's how I used to study. Morning doing very few questions, but doing very, very good quality questions, doing last 5 years, previous years questions. And yeah, that's what eventually resulted in this rank in the gate exam. I was actually averaging rank around 150, 100, and sometimes I was even getting in the top 50. Like, I mean, equivalent ranks in previous years. But you know what? 230 is not bad, right? If I can, get 230 with seriously preparing while working from April till let's say August or sorry, October or November, and then, doing full time practicing from November all the way till February, I think it should be something that is doable for people. So yeah, I solved around 1 to 2 thousand problems. I wrote solutions on my tablet. I create a condensed version of those notebooks for revision like this, and I reviewed everything in the evening. This is what I did for my own physical health. I ate very clean. Maybe I would like order like once a week or something like that. And Wobi, I would order like some kind of, I don't know, Subway or some Fasos kind of wrap or something like that. If I felt, ambitious on that particular day, I would gym 5 days a week. I would play video games in the afternoons. My life wasn't only full on I need to, get this result. I mean, of course, it was there, but I also understood that, leisure time is also extremely important. And these are my recommendations, right? Maybe in the afternoon you can play some Minecraft. You can chill. If you have Expedition 33, play that, enjoy it. Don't worry about gate preparation 24/7. You should do it in the evenings, you should revise in the evenings, and you should do hard preparations in the mornings. That was my schedule. And I also would sleep maybe like 2 to 3 hours in the afternoons as well. So yeah, this part is going to be about the interview preparation stuff. Basically, after the gate exam, the first thing that I did was go through Gilbert Strang's linear algebra course and John's probability course. Both of these courses are there in the MIT OCW. I think Gilbert Stein has 34 lectures and John has, I think, 25, 26 lectures, out of which I think only you should do 20 lectures. You should not do the last five lectures on, like, expectation maximization and statistics and stuff like that. That's a little bit difficult, I would say. But you can do like, but I would recommend doing everything because you can do one lecture of Gilbert Stein and one lecture of, John's course every single day. And sometime by the month of March or something like that, you will have notes on your tablets. And yeah, basically in your tablet, you just, write them in this kind of format. Obviously, you guys won't be able to understand a single thing, but because I wrote them by hand, I was able to understand almost every single line. And every single evening, I would, like, revise, right, from my hard copy summaries. And yeah, this is what I had done in preparation for the interview, and my interview was on the 15th of April, right? So I had gone through linear algebra, probability statistics, a little bit of calculus here and there, and I did a decent amount of data structures and algorithms for the coding test. So this is so now was D-Day, right? 15th of April. Okay, first thing I had to do was written test. First, so there were a total of 10 questions, 8 theory questions and 2 coding questions. In the 8 theory questions, I just wrote down a few questions, right? That you guys can just see for your own understanding. Plotting sin x, ln x, you'll be given 4 options. You have to tick which one is correct. If rows are independent, what does it mean? Some kind of theoretical question like this. The determinant of a skew symmetric matrix when the order is even or odd. What is the determinant? Uh, a more practical question on probability and statistics using joint PDFs, where maybe you're given like some kind of stick breaking problem where x is uniformly distributed from 0 to L and y is uniformly distributed from 0 to x. So what is the expectation of y? Something like that. The expectation of y is L by 4. I mean, obviously you can like use your own idea to figure out what it is, but it is like a joint PDF kind of problem that is fairly simple, but it is something that you should definitely go through. Another combinatorics question was asked: number of non-obtuse triangles from a regular pentagon. I mean, you can like nicely draw a pentagon, and you can take 3 points, and you can figure out like all the combinations of these 3 points for yourself. So yeah, there were 8 questions like this, a total of 64 marks. 8 questions, 8 marks each, and these were the coding questions at the end. The first question was I was given an array of candidates that you're supposed to vote for: one, two, three, four, five, six. And also, I was given an array of person zero or person I voting for candidate J, right? And this was the array that was given to me. And I had to print the winner of this contest, right? So this was basically just printing the mode of a data set. You had to eventually boil the problem into finding the mode of some kind of array that you are going to make on your own, that you have to make on your own. And that was question number one. I think it was worth like, I think, 12 marks or something like that. And the second question was worth 24 marks, where I had to do spiral traversal. If you guys can see my cursor, basically there is some kind of matrix that's given to you. Basically, you have to start from the top right, you have to go down, go left, you have to go up, you have to go right, and then you have to go down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, until all the values are printed. You can even check spiral traversal on what's it called, Hacker Earth. Yeah, Hacker Earth was the system that we had used at that point in 2025. But there are questions on Hacker Rank as well that you can check. There were only 3 to 4 test cases, so definitely a greedy approach was very much doable. I managed to do these questions in around 20 minutes, and I managed to solve them, right? So 30 plus 36 marks feels good, man. Now comes the interview. So, first thing is we were assigned a certain professor at random. Basically, like, we had to first take the test, then we had to go upstairs, and we had to like just sit behind a cabin, right, for a little bit of time. Like, I mean, outside a certain professor's cabin. So I was called in. I was asked about my prior work, college experience, and favorite topics. I explained what I did in my BTech project, which was essentially just trying to develop algorithms with a robotic arm. I discussed how the written test went and my approach to solve linear algebra problems. And mostly, like around 5 minutes, the professor was just looking at my coding because because my approach was so greedy to a point where even even my professor was confused how it started working my code. But fortunately, it worked, you know. And my professor said that yeah, your code is fine. It's okay, no problem. So then afterwards, these were questions that I were asked that I have a separate video for. I'm going to link this video as well. Do take a look at it because this is where the actual, interview started. The technical part of the interview started where I actually had to go onto the board and I had to, actually manually try and solve problems, right? So yeah, my final thoughts are for the gate. For preparing for the gate, consistency is important. Don't cram anything, right? Obviously, this slide was made by ChatGPT, so I'm just going to read through it. Take care of your physical and mental health. These things are very, very important. Condense your entire portion into maybe just 1 or 2 pages. One lecture, try your best to condense it into half a page and go through it and trust the process. Even though you may see failures a lot of times, in the month of November, when I first started doing these full length tests, I started with 55 marks and I slowly worked my way to averaging 65, 70. And then in the final exam, I got 81. I mean, obviously, the mechanical engineering exam was easier than compared to previous years and stuff like that. But, with normalization and everything, I actually did a little bit better than how I started off with when I first started the sample papers. And I did somewhere in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle of like, my best was, in the top 100 or top 50. And my worst was, I think, like some rank 1000 or 2000 or something like that. So yeah, I wish you all the best of luck. I hope this video helped you. And yeah, good luck to all future aspirants. May you have a wonderful life. And if you want to come to IISc, please do hit me up.